What if I told you you were never really free? From the moment you were born, a system was already in place, designed to shape your thoughts, your dreams, your desires. It begins the moment you take your first breath. Your name goes into a registry. Your identity gets a number. You enter a world not as a being, but as a potential worker, taxpayer, consumer. The system doesn't see your soul. It sees your potential to serve. You're not raised to be free. You're raised to fit in. And the world rewards your compliance, not your uniqueness. You are handed a script. Go to school, get a degree, work hard, save money, retire. But did you ever ask, who wrote this script and for whose benefit? Because those who follow it blindly often find themselves exhausted, broke, and lost by the end. Meanwhile, the few who wrote the script, they live differently. They don't follow these steps. They bend the rules. They own the game. You're told to be a cog in a machine, quiet, obedient. But have you ever looked at the machine? Have you ever asked if you were born to be more than a gear in someone else's engine? Most people live in cages they can't see. These aren't cages of bars, but of beliefs. You are taught what to want. You are taught what to fear. The cage is made of your routine, of monthly bills, of brand obsession, of fear of what others think. Your world is designed to keep you busy, too busy to think, too distracted to wake up. You chase dopamine hits, likes trends praise, while real freedom slips further away. Even your dreams aren't truly yours. You were taught to want a house, a car, a job, not because they make you whole, but because they make you manageable, predictable, controlled. They told you to dream big, but they didn't tell you that the dream was for sale, that it came with interest payments, student loans, and decades of work. The dream is a lie. It promises fulfillment, but delivers dependency. It makes you believe that your worth is tied to your net worth. That love must be earned. That success means exhaustion. And when you break under the weight, they offer pills, distractions, escape, anything but truth, because the truth is dangerous. The truth frees people, and free people don't consume the same way. They don't obey the same way. You were never supposed to question it. You were meant to stay asleep, to follow orders, to chase what they placed in front of you. But what happens when you pause? What happens when you stop running and start seeing? The illusion begins to crack. The truth starts to whisper, and that whisper can become a roar if you let it before you ever earn a cent. The system has already claimed your future. Welcome to the world of debt, a silent war fought with contracts, signatures, and fine print. It begins in school. You're promised a better future if you just borrow now and pay later. They call it opportunity, but it's a trap with glossy brochures, smiling faces, and zero financial education. They don't teach you how interest works. They don't show you what compounding debt can do to a life. Because your debt isn't their mistake, it's their business model. Debt is more than financial. It's psychological. It creates a constant background noise, anxiety, shame, fear. You say yes when you want to say no. You stay in jobs that drain you. You tolerate abuse because the rent is due. Debt makes you small. It shrinks your choices. It censors your courage. It keeps you manageable. When you're in debt, you don't rock the boat. You don't demand justice. You survive. And survival is very profitable. For them, they want you in debt. Not because you're irresponsible, but because debt makes you reliable. Banks love reliable people. Governments love dependence. They call it creditworthiness, but it's really just obedience. The more you owe, the more you behave. So they inflate prices, suppress wages, offer just enough to keep you hopeful, but never free. And when you collapse, they'll blame you. They'll say you didn't budget well. They'll sell you financial peace while holding the chains. But here's the secret. Debt is not destiny. Once you see the game, you can step outside of it. You can live differently. Own less, live more. The system fears people who aren't dependent because freedom is contagious. They print the money and you pay the price. Inflation isn't just rising prices. It's a silent tax, a way to steal from the poor and give to the rich without a single vote or war. The cost of living goes up, but your paycheck doesn't. Your savings lose value. Your rent climbs. Your groceries shrink. And no one takes the blame because inflation is invisible, but the pain is very real. Scarcity isn't always natural. Sometimes it's manufactured. Supply chains are manipulated. Resources hoarded. Panic-induced. Why? Because scarcity makes people compliant. Scarcity justifies price hikes. Scarcity creates dependency. And a dependent population doesn't rebel. It begs. It obeys. It trades freedom for crumbs. They tell us the world is advancing. Yet more people can't afford basic needs. How has it progressed when housing is unaffordable? When healthcare bankrupts families? When education traps youth in debt? This isn't progress. It's economic warfare. A slow squeeze on the soul of society. They sell you more, but you get less. They promise freedom, but deliver anxiety. And while you suffer, they profit from the chaos. Because every crisis is an opportunity for those in control. There's an antidote: knowledge, simplicity, community. When people understand inflation, they stop trusting the surface. When people see how scarcity is created, they prepare, they share, they resist. And when enough people awaken, the system shakes. The chains rattle. Because the greatest threat to the elite is a population that understands its own power. From a young age, you're told to define yourself through things. Your worth? It's in your shoes, your car, your phone. They don't sell products. They sell identity. The brand becomes your personality. The label becomes your self-esteem. But here's the truth. None of it fills the emptiness. The more you buy, the more you need. Because consumerism isn't about satisfaction. It's about addiction. Consumerism is engineered to hijack your brain. Every ad is designed to trigger desire. Every notification, every discount. It's all a hit of dopamine. The pleasure fades fast, but the craving stays. You shop not because you need, but because you're stressed, lonely, numb. And that's by design. Because numb people are easier to sell to. As your income rises, so do your expenses. It's called lifestyle inflation. You upgrade your phone, your clothes, your apartment, but happiness, it stays the same. Why? Because you were taught that success is about appearances. So you perform it for friends, for family, for strangers. And the system claps while you exhaust yourself trying to look rich instead of being free. But some are waking up. They're choosing less, simpler lives, debt-free living. They measure wealth in time, peace, and purpose, not possessions. This quiet revolution terrifies the system because people who can't be manipulated through shame or status are dangerous. They're free, and freedom, real freedom, is bad for business. School was never meant to make you free. It was designed to make you obedient. Think about it. Sit still. Raise your hand. Don't question. Memorize. Repeat. From childhood, the system teaches conformity, not creativity. Obedience, not truth. And while you're learning to pass tests, you're forgetting how to think. Because critical thinkers challenge systems. And systems fear that. You graduate school, but the programming doesn't stop. Now the media takes over. News tells you what to fear. Social media tells you what to envy. Entertainment tells you what to desire. And through it all, you're being shaped. Not informed, shaped. Because if they control what you see, they control what you believe. And if they control what you believe, they control what you do. Triggers. Then they feed you more what keeps you addicted. Outrage, fear, comparison, division, and slowly, the world you see becomes a cage you never chose. You're not surfing the internet. You're being surfed by corporations, politicians, and powers that want your mind. But there's a way out. Read critically. Question everything. Choose what you consume. Don't let it choose you. Create more than you consume. The mind is your final frontier. And if you reclaim it, you reclaim everything. Because once you control your thoughts, no system, no media, no government can truly control you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment what you have to say. See you on the next video.